Welcome into another American River College athletics broadcast brought to you by Stone's Radio Networks. Today we have the ARC softball team taking on Monterey, Game 2. And now with the play-by-play, I give you Mark the Phantom Lowe.
And we are ready to go here in Game 2. Taylor McKay on the mound for the Beavers. Malaya Sandine, the first hitter for the Lobos. And we're going Game 2. The first pitch is low for a ball. And we are 1 ball and no strikes. Alexa Garcia behind the plate for the Beavers here in game number 2. And Taylor McKay on the mound. Sandine, Sorsha Walker, and Kaya Dickens, the first 3 hitters for the Lobos. Sandine had 2 hits in the first game, 2 for 3. 2 of the 3 hits the Lobos got off of Bree Romero. That's sliced foul down the left field line off the screen there, right over the on-deck hitter. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sandine was 270 coming in, 2 for 3 in game number 1. Emily Ariano down at first, Jackie Young at second. Bella Garcia is at shortstop, and Hannah Peterburs is at third for the Beavers in this one. Jaden Diaz in left, Sophie Peterburs in center, and Callie Tomlinson out in right field. 1-1 pitch, high and inside, 2-1. So Taylor McKay on the hill in game number 2. Bree Romero, the 3-hit shutout in game 1. Beavers won that one 3-0, scoring all their runs in the bottom of the first inning. That's a little line drive out to shortstop. Bella Garcia has it in her tracks, and 1 out here in the first inning, and Sorsha Walker comes to the plate. Sorsha was 0 for 3 in game number 1, came in at .354 with 3 home runs. 22 runs batted in for Sorsha Walker. Right-handed hitter against Taylor McKay. That's high and outside for a ball. Taylor, a sophomore out of Paradise High School, coming into this one. That one's fouled back to the screen. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bree Romero improving to 9-5 with her win in game number 1. McKay, I believe, is 7-6 on the season for the Beavers. Romero is keeping loose out in the bullpen already. 1-1 pitch. Took something off that late swing and a foul ball by Sorsha Walker. So she is down 1-2 in the count. Sorsha, the sophomore center fielder for the Lobos from Monterey Peninsula College, who now are 24-6 on the season after losing game 1. Beavers improving to 19-11. One and two. That swung on and missed, popped out of the glove, but throwing it down to first base is Alexa Garcia. So it's a strikeout for McKay. 2 outs here in the top of the first, and Kaya Dickens, the shortstop in this game, coming up to the plate. Played third base in game number 1, was 0 for 3. Came into that game at .378. She has a pair of home runs. She's driven in 14 for the Lobos. Lindsay Lantero on deck. They're hitting the cleanup spot. Then Alicia Mendez, Sarah Ellerton, Olivia Calvetti is catching in this game, batting 7th. Alejandra Tejeda and Gabriela Rodriguez rounds out the lineup for the Lobos. McKay's hit short, softly out to shortstop, scooped up by Garcia, over to first for the out. So good inning for Taylor McKay here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, and it's the Lobos nothing, the Beavers coming to bat.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the first, Avery Mitnick, the pitcher, on the mound for the Lobos. As we are ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Actually, that is not. That is Alicia Mendez on the mound. So Mendez throwing for the Lobos here in game number 2. And she will face Bella Garcia, Taylor McKay, and Jackie Young, the first 3 hitters for the Beavers. So Alicia Mendez on the mound. Olivia Calvetti is behind the plate. That's the battery for the Lobos here in game number 2. Alicia Mendez did spend a lot of time during game 1 warming up, so she is ready to go in this one. Garcia 1 for 3 in game number 1. First pitch is chopped out towards second base and flipped over by Sandine over to first for a quick out of Bella Garcia. So she is out for out number 1, and that'll bring up Taylor McKay.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 3, pitcher Taylor McKay.
Taylor McKay came in at 312 in the first game. Was 0 for 3. She has 11 runs batted in on the season for the Beavers. She is on the mound here in game number 2. Mendez, a right-hander. Alicia, just a freshman. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Taylor McKay. Jackie Young on deck. That's hit high up in the air to medium deep left field. Gabriela Rodriguez moves to her left. She's underneath it to make the catch for the second out. And that will bring up Jackie Young, the second baseman. Jackie comes in. She's walked and scored in the first inning of the first game. Then grounded out and flied out, so she was 0 for 2, and that one came into it at 3:04. Takes that one just a little bit inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Alicia Mendez is 2-0 on the season, 26 and a third innings pitched. ERA of 1.86, so not a lot of action, but very effective in the action that she was in, and she falls behind 2-0 on Jackie Young with an outside fastball. 2 balls, no strikes to Young. Line drive, foul down the left field line. Went over to the third baseman, Sarah Ellerton's head, but hooking foul into the corner, so just misses an extra base hit, does Jackie Young, but the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Mendez 21 strikeouts and 5 walks in her 26 innings of work. And that 1.86 earned run average. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, no score. Rodriguez playing deep in left field now for Jackie Young. That one, it floats up in there and catches the inside corner. She kind of took half the speed, half the MPHs on that one. It was 50 miles on the pitch before and 25 on that one. That's an estimation, of course. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's inside, ball 3. Full count on Jackie Young. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Beavers took the first game 3-0. They improved to 19-11 on the season. Little feather in the cap, beating the number 4 ranked team in Northern California in a very competitive game that's scoring in 1/2 of an inning, and that was it. Pop up on another off-speed pitch into center field, moving in to center fielder Walker, and she makes the catch. So that off-speed pitch works a couple of times on Jackie Young. 1, 2, 3 for the Beavers. We go to the top of the second. No score.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
So Taylor McKay and Alicia Mendez trade zeros in the first inning. We're back out the top of the second. McKay back out on the hill to face Lindsay Lantero, Alicia Mendez, and Sarah Ellerton for the Lobos. First pitch hits the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Lantero played shortstop in game one. She is playing in right field in this one. She was 0 for 3, reached on an error in the first game. Came into that game at 4-10 on the season with 20 runs batted in and a home run. That one is catching the same outside corner as the first one did, 0-2. Fooled me once, but fooled me twice, and it's 0-2. Alicia Mendez and Sarah Ellerton to follow. 0-2 on the way. That's too far outside and a little bit low as well. So on 2 counts, it is a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beavers return to Big 8 Conference action on Tuesday, 3 o'clock, right here against Santa Rosa. Subscribe to ARC Athletics YouTube, and you'll be notified when we go live. And we will indeed go live that day, right around 3 o'clock. High pop-up left side. It's going to be a foul ball. I believe the shortstop moving over. That's Bella Garcia covering a lot of ground in foul territory to make the catch for the first down. So 1 down, and Alicia Mendez coming to the plate.
9, DP Alicia Mendez.
Couple of flyouts and a lineout in game one for Alicia, 0 for 3. .372 coming into the first game of this doubleheader, and 0 for 3 in game one. She faces off against Taylor McKay, the number 5 hitter in the Lobos order, with Sarah Ellerton, the third baseman, on deck. Just misses the outside corner with the fastball from Taylor McKay. 1 ball, no strikes. A lot of Monterey fans have made the trip up here to check this one out. Probably to enjoy the greater Sacramento area, of course. Invite them over to Stones' house tonight for a barbecue or something. That's it weakly out towards second base. Young picks it up over to first and got her by a step at first base. So Mendez is out 4 to 3 in your scorebook. 2 outs, and Sarah Ellerton will be the next hitter.
Number 23, third baseman Sarah Ellerton.
Sarah was the catcher in game number 1 and on a nifty game as well. And she's moved out to third base as Olivia Calvetti is going to be behind the plate for Monterey. Ellerton came into game 1 at 372. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner from Taylor McKay for a strike. Sarah had 3 pop-outs in the first game, so she was 0 for 3 in that one. Swing and a miss on a ball on that outside corner by McKay. 0-2. Jones McCoy, check out that soccer field. There's activity over there, and that's, emotional for us because that's where we start our AR career, this season anyway. On the soccer pitch, as we call it. 0-2. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On Sarah Ellerton. Olivia Calvetti, the catcher here in game 2. She is on deck. if Sarah should start something for the Lobos. Fouled back to the screen by Ellerton. Stays alive at 1-2. Emily Ariano at first base. Jackie Young at second. Bella Garcia moves over to shortstop in this second game, and Hannah Peterburs goes down to third. Sister Sophie still in center field. Jaden Diaz in left. Kelly Tomlinson in right. That's fouled back to the screen again. Alexa Garcia behind the plate for the Beavers. As both teams changing their catchers in game number 2. And we still have the 1-ball and 2-strike count on Sarah Ellerton. Taylor McKay, a sophomore out of Paradise High School. Second base, shortstop, third base pitcher. She does it all for Lisa Delgado and the Beavers. 1-2 pitch is just a little bit inside, 2-2, and Taylor begs to differ with the home plate umpire. But again, there's 3 umpires, so they can cover everything. You can't really, you can't say they don't have enough people out here. You got spiffy blue shirts and everything. They're looking pretty sharp. It's got to be official umpire garb right there. 2-2. Yeah, the third base umpire usually has to wear a different outfit. Swing and a miss, got her on strikes, pops out of the glove and throws down to first base for the third out. 1-2-3 for the Lobos in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Lobos nothing and Beavers nothing.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the second, Alicia Mendez on the mound for her second inning of work for the Lobos. She'll face Alexa Garcia, Hannah Peterburs, and Sophie Peterburs here. 4, 5, and 6 for the Beavers. That's the one thing I like about softball. The pitcher comes out, throws the ball once, just, I'm ready, I'm good. I love that. So then you go, it's going to take a while to get her warmed up. She throws one pitch, throw it down to second base. We're ready. The Bee Gees are playing. Stones has got a sweatshirt on finally. He's all excited because the Giants are actually winning. That is unconfirmed, by the way. 4-1 over Kansas City. My Royals are going down 4-1. Here's Alexa. 2-run double in the first game. She takes that one right down the middle for a strike. She was 1 for 3, picked up those 2 runs batted in, which give her 24 on the season to go along with 4 home runs. Beavers scored all 3 of their runs in the bottom of the first, and that was all the scoring in the game. That's all the scoring on the day so far. Garcia swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm being told it's 0-2. I think it's 1-1. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before today. Well, the umpire probably knew that I was, a little indecisive up here. I understand. Swing and miss. That's strike 3. We're agreed on that. So Garcia is down on strikes. First out of the bottom of the second for the Beavers. And here's Hannah Peterburs, the third baseman in this one.
Number 8, third baseman Hannah Peterburs.
Hannah had an infield single in game number 1. She was 1 for 2, scored a run, had a walk in the first inning, and scored the 3rd run of the game. So Mendez so far 4 up and 4 down. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. And a sophomore out of Roseville. Followed by Sister Sophie next in the order, also a sophomore out of Roseville. Chelsea Clark, Emily Ariano, and Kelly Tomlinson, the bottom 3 of the order. Shows bunt, bunts it back a little too hard, right back to the pitcher. Mendez throws over to first and gets her by a step. So Hannah is out 1-3 for the second out here of the second inning. And here is Sophie Peterburs, who had a couple of hits in game number 1, including an RBI single and a stand-up triple that she got. So she was 2 for 3 in that one. She came in at .313, picked up RBI number 7 on the season in that first inning. Hit a ground ball right through the left side of the infield and then powered up with a triple to right center later on in the ballgame. Shows bunt, bunts it, and it is foul. Or bunts at it, and it is 0-1 on Sophie. Chelsea Clark, the DP, on deck. Beavers playing without a couple of their regulars again here today. Morgan Montgomery and Kelly Capps amongst the people missing. That's a check swing. I think she went around. Yes, she did. 0-2. Again, the umpire. There's 3 umpires, so they know if you swing, they're going to see you from some angle or not. They got 360 out there. Although the third base umpire not wearing the same outfit as the other 2, so not well known, but umpires tend to look down at the third base umpire. That's why they usually don't have 3, because then one of them has to be the odd man out. 0-2 pitch. Just misses the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get on base for Chelsea Clark here with 2 outs in the second. That's it sharply out towards shortstop. Picked up, but they're going to have to hurry to first and not going to be in time. Getting the ball past the third baseman for Sophie, and she is going to beat that one out, I think, every time. She gets her 3rd hit of the day, and Chelsea Clark comes to the plate.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 17, DP Chelsea Clark.
Guy Dickens is playing the shortstop spot in this second game as Lantero has moved out to right field and Sarah Ellerton has moved into third base. And she's just playing a little bit too deep for the Peterburg's ground ball there. And here's Chelsea Clark. She takes that one right down the middle for a strike 0-1. Somebody heard Matt, the PA guy, went down and got the tater tots. And Stones, they look delicious. Is it wrong if I ask him if I can have one? I think I can do that, can I? I have an exalted position here at the stadium. I can do that. That's down in the dirt, ball 1. Nothing like seeing some happy campers with some tater tots right there. I think that tater tots are making a big comeback. And I think that Liz is probably the reason why. Because she gave us those tater tots like the first game of the season. That's inside the throw to second base on a steal slide. She is, I think, in there, and she is. You never know because it's the umpire that's not dressed the same, but you never know what you're going to say. But she is in there for the stolen base. It looked like she got there. Like 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Clark. It looks like she got there in time, but she didn't go into the slide for a while and tried to get around the shortstop Dickens, who handled the throw from Calvetti. But Sophie steals herself into scoring position. Clark, though, is down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Emily Ariano to follow if Chelsea can keep it going here. And with Sophie's speed, you'd think that if she can get it on the green grass, it should score the run. 1-2. Mendez gets her sign. Lets one go. That's hit to the right of shortstop. Into left field for a base hit. And they're going to hold the runner at third. So Clark puts it through the left side and holding the runner at third, Sophie Peterburs. Looked like I don't like to comment from up here, but it looked like it was worth a shot over there to try to get her through. That was the Mendez off-speed pitch that she's thrown a couple of times to great effect, but that time Chelsea Clark waited on it and put it to the right of shortstop Dickens into left field. Rodriguez came up promptly with the throw, and Sophie was held at third base. And I'm 50-50 on it. Okay, I'll back off a little bit there. Here's Emily Ariano, who was 0 for 2 in game number 1. She swings and misses at a high fastball. 0-1. No balls, one strike on the Folsom freshman. Jaden Diaz on deck. That is inside for a ball. One and one. Mendez ready. Clark at first. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball in the inside corner. Quickly 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sophie Peterburg's at third. Chelsea Clark over at first. Couple of hits in the inning for the Beavers. That one just a little high. 2-2. Good take by Ariano, which is to say it was very close. And she is still up there at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got her on strikes. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We go to the third. Still, Lobos nothing, Beavers nothing.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving to the top of the third, the Beavers threatened in the second, couldn't push anything across, so it's still 0-0. Olivia Calvetti, Alejandra Tejeda, and Gabrielle Rodriguez, the bottom 3 of the order for the Lobos. Olivia Calvetti making her first appearance of the day. She's got a .365 average, and she has 11 runs batted in. The sophomore catcher, wearing number 20, settles in against Taylor McKay. But not before we clean home plate off. It is kind of, yeah, you should have noticed that before. It's very, very dirty. So well done, Mr. Umpire. As Calvetti settles back in with Tejeda and Rodriguez to follow. Top of the third, game number 2. First pitch is right in there for a strike on 1. No balls, 1 strike. Beavers took game 1 3-0 behind Bree Romero's 3-hitter. And the 3 runs in the bottom of the first, only runs scored on the day by either team. That one catches the outside corner. That's 0-2 on Calvetti. With the burgundy and black color scheme of the Monterey Peninsula College Lobos. No, they didn't have new uniforms for the second game, Stones. Come on, what is this, Oregon? Come on. 0-2. Check swing outside. Did she go? I don't think she did, but if you're going to ask me, and the first base umpire and I we're like simpatico, because he said no. 1-2. Calvetti leading off here in the top of the third. Popped up right to me, and I missed it. And it goes over behind us. But sometimes you got to make a play, and I did not make a play. I called Rick off. I said, no, I got it. Usually center field gets it, so I was, in here I'm center field. I did not make the play. Designated play-by-play. DPPBBP. Popped up right side. Ariano in foul territory trying to get the sun on the horizon. She makes the catch for the first out. So one down here in the third, and Alejandra Tejeda's coming up to the plate. 286 coming into game one for Alejandra. She was 1 for 2 in that game, so I pumped that average up a little bit for the first baseman.
12, first baseman Alejandra Tejeda.
Right-handed hitter against Tatum McKay here with 1 out in the third. Just a little high and outside, makes it 1 ball and no strikes. Beavers baseball is in, where would they be? Santa Rosa? That's where they would be. They're in Santa Rosa for the final of a 3-game set against the Bear Cubs. Trying to get some scores from there. That one is down low for a ball, 2-0. We are back here next Tuesday as Santa Rosa comes in at 3 o'clock to take on the Beavers in Big 8 conference action. Going down the home stretch in Big 8 conference action. 2-0 pitch is fouled back. Beavers start out 0-4. Sit at 7-9 right now after the win on Thursday against Folsom Lake. So they were 3-2 in Big 8 conference action just last week. Have this non-conference doubleheader today and then back at it for the final 8 games of the season. We're back here in 2 weeks for a doubleheader. I believe that's against Folsom. That is outside for a ball, 3-1. I think the last doubleheader of the season against Folsom, then they conclude the season on the road the following Tuesday down in Stockton against Delta. So just a small amount of time left in this season before the playoffs, and you want to get every win you can to get the best seed you can get. 3-1 pitch, inside corner, call strike 2. Wind blowing now from our left to our right, or left field over to right field. Beavers pretty deep out in the outfield for Tejeda. Mom came up before the game to tell us, remember, it's Tejeda. As she should do. That's what she should do as a mom. That's fouled back to the screen. But she can only correct me so many times before I'm going to mess up anyway. And, of course, with the great Miguel Tejeda playing so close here. Bottom of the 5th in Santa Rosa, the Bear Cubs lead the Beavers 8-1. That is on the road. Stones McCoy getting me the info. That's his job. 3-2. Takes high, ball 4. First base runner of the game number 2 for the Lobos. Tejeda goes down to first base, and it'll bring up Gabriela Rodriguez. The left fielder was 0 for 2 in game number 1. 2-12 coming in with 4 runs batted in. Malaya Sandine, the leadoff hitter, is on deck as Rodriguez settles in from the right side. Hannah Peterburs comes up a little bit at third base and then shows bunts it up in the air, and Hannah's going to get it in the air and look at first but not throw it because the runner was back to first. But a nice play by Peterburs over there, catching the bunt, running right out in front of Taylor McKay. The thing about having Taylor McKay is it's not like having a pitcher fielding. You're having an infielder, another infielder on defense. But Hannah took control, caught the ball, going toward first, looked to throw to first, but Tejeda not getting off too far. And here is Malaya Sandine. 2 hits in the first game. She lined out to shortstop to start this one back in the top of the first. Left-handed hitter takes high for a ball. Sandine at second base for the Lobos in this one. Tejeda down at first base. 1-0 pitch. Sandine hits it high up in the air to left center field. Hannah Petersburg moves over, and she's got it in her tracks for the third out. So McKay with the walk, but pitches around it. We go to the bottom of the third. Beavers nothing, Lobos nothing.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the third, no score. Thanks to our sponsors, Grateful Bread and Super Taco. Best name business in the business, Super Taco. Oh, XTG. I forget them all the time. I see Jamil running around. It's his company. It's XTG Media. Fantastic company, but I see him. He's also chasing a couple little kids today. So he's doing double duty and looks a little frazzled, if I may say so. Yeah, a little frazzled. We've all been there. Jaden Diaz is going to lead it off, followed by Bella Garcia and Taylor McKay here. Jaden is going to have a little conversation with the umpire before we start. Kind of catching up on current events, weather, things of that nature. Probably the latest trends in fashion, music. First pitch, he shows bunt, runs up on it, but it's low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Want to know on Jaden? Freshman out of Cesar Chavez High School. She bunts that one down the third baseline off the glove of Ellerton, and Diaz is going to think about going to second, but she'll stay at first. She really hard bunt down the third baseline off the glove of Sarah Ellerton, so that's going to be a single for Jaden Diaz, third hit for the Beavers, and that'll bring up Bella Garcia. So Jaden really got a hold of that bunt really well and jammed it down the third base line. And she's at first with nobody out, and here is Bella Garcia, who grounded to second her first time up. Had 1 hit in game number 1, came into game 1 at 472. Let's see if she's dropping it down as well, and she looks like she is. Right back to the pitcher. The thigh's going to go right to first base, so she's going to get a sacrifice. And moving to second is Jaden Diaz. So Bella sacrifices Jaden to second base. She's out there with 1 out, and that'll bring up Taylor McKay. Taylor flied to left her first time up, so 0 for 1. She does have 11 runs batted on the season. She is on the mound for the Beavers in game number 2 here, and she's in a position right here to give herself a lead as we have 1 out and 1 on. Jackie Young on deck. High fly ball center field. Walker coming in. She's got a beat on it. Makes the catch. No chance for Diaz to advance. So McKay quickly flies out to center field for the second out and leaves it up to Jackie Young, who flied out to center her only time in the ball game. 0 for 2 in game 1. Had herself a walk. Scored a run. She's got a runner out at second base and 2 outs. And the outfielders, except for in right field. Montero in right field isn't very deep, but in left and in center, they're giving Jackie a little bit of room. 3:04 coming into the day. 15 runs batted in. High fly ball. Shortstop going out, left field coming in. Shortstop calls and makes the catch. That's Kaya Dickens for the out. So got a runner to second, but no further. We go to the top of the 4th. No score in this one.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Saoirse Walker, Kaya Dickens, Lindsay Lantero, the first three hitters for the Lobos from Monterey Peninsula College against Taylor McKay here in the top of the fourth. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup.
Center fielder Saoirse Walker.
Only one base runner for the Lobos so far. That's a base on balls to Alejandra Tejeda back in the third inning. And here is Walker. Came into the day at 354. 0 for 3 in game number 1. Struck out back in the first inning in this one. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0 on Saoirse Walker. Sophomore center fielder for the Lobos. We're in number 6. Takes something off that, and it's popped up. Ariana calling for it. Emily's going to get it for the first out. Looks like she might have lost it in the sun, but she picked it out and was able to make the out. Good pitch by McKay. Got Walker off balance. She pops up to start the fourth inning, and Kaya Dickens, who grounded shortstop her first time up, is coming to the plate. Played third base in game 1, playing at shortstop here in game 2. First pitch is high. For a ball, 1-0. Bounces off the glove of Alexa Garcia behind the plate. She gets the assist from Lindsay Lantero on deck and gets it back out. 1 ball and no strikes. Rick wakes up and then puts a strike up there. Well, it was, over her head, but I guess it was a strike. Foul back to the screen. Like I told you, a strike, so it's 1-1. I don't know what the panic is all about here. It's like it's his first game or something. I don't know. 1 ball and 1 strike, or second game of the day. So, you should have that first game experience already and let that happen. Let that help you here in game number 2. That's what I'm saying. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think we agree on that now. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2. Taylor McKay, 7-6 on the season. Gets the number combination from the dugout. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. That's going to be on the infield, and it'll be Taylor McKay herself. Again, another infielder pitching, so you don't have a problem with letting her handle a pop-up. She does that one easily. 2 outs, and Lindsay Lantero will come to the plate. The shortstop in game 1 moved out to right field in game 2. And she popped up to shortstop, her only appearance here, so she is 0 for 1 in this one. Came into the doubleheader at 4:10. First pitch is just a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That misses outside, 2-0. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound as the coach pops out to talk to Taylor McKay. We'll step off just a second here. We are in the top of the fourth. So far, we've got no score.
Beat by DJ Stones. Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Very short meeting at the mound, and everything ready to go now as McKay is behind 2-0 to Lindsay Lentero. Alicia Mendez on deck in case Lindsay gets on base for the Lobos here. That one is just a little high, so it's 3 balls and no strikes. Taylor McKay 7-6, as we mentioned, 3.79 ERA, 34 strikeouts and 17 walks in 68 and a third innings. So she has the workload out here. She's struck out 2 and walked 1 so far in this one, and she is behind 3-0 on Lindsay Lentero. That one is right down the middle for a strike. 3-1. Lentero with a home run and 20 runs batted in for the Lobos. Three 3-1 on the way. Inside corner, call strike 2. So got in the 3-0 hole, now has dug herself out to a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. McKay checks out the wristband, ready for the 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. So it came back to 3-2, but an easy take for Lentero to go down to first base with the second base on balls issued by Taylor McKay in this one. And now she'll face Alicia Mendez, who grounded to second, her only time up in this one. Alicia, the pitcher DP for the Lobos in this one, settles in from the right side, 372 to start the day. No home runs for Alicia, but she has driven in 18 runs. Hits that one up in the air, pretty well hit to right field. Moving back is, and they lost it in the sun out in right field. A run's going to score, and settling in at second base is Mendez. Tomlinson going out for it in right center. Looks like she had a beat on it, but lost it in the sun at the last moment. It's going to be a double for Mendez. And the first run of the day for the Lobos scores here in the top of the first on a walk and a double lost in the sun. It brings up Sarah Ellerton, the third baseman. So here's Ellerton, struck out in the second. She's got to run around in scoring position. That's the 19th run batted in there for Mendez. That's line down the right field line, but that is foul. So it's 0-1 on Sarah Ellerton. 2 outs in the inning and then a walk to Lentero. Mendez hit the ball well into right center field. Thompson looked like she had a beat on it, but the last moment she pulled away. Lost it in the sun, we are assuming. And all the way around to score was Lindsay Lentero with the first run of the ball game and giving the Lobos their first lead of the day at 1-0. That's it sharply down to third, handled by Peterburs across the diamond for the out. So 1 run and 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and now it's the Lobos 1, the Beavers 0.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Middle of the fourth inning, 1-0 Lobos. That means it's time for the Stones McCoy mid-game report. And Stones, as my old coaches used to say, you're going to have to score to win anyway. So what do the Beavers have to do to score against Alicia Mendez here of the Lobos?
Well, they're going to have to try to find a way to get to Mendez. They've laid down a couple of bunts that was, I thought, a good plan of action getting in there. Fortunately, they weren't able to make anything happen with that. So you're just going to have to stay aggressive with Mendez. She's throwing a really good game out there, but so is Taylor McKay.
Yeah, Taylor McKay's throwing very well. She, kind of a little bad luck there on that play. It looked like it was a Sun-aided double, but like I say, that happens in softball, and that's what I say. You know, the coach always says you're gonna have to score to win anyway. So if you're not gonna score, you're not gonna win. Doesn't matter what they do.
Absolutely. Right now, right field is the toughest field on this field to play. The sun is coming right into right field. You could totally tell she lost that in the sun. That's a tough play, but you got to prepare yourself prior to every pitch. You've got to get your glove up or your hand up in that position to make sure you're blocking out the sun so you can at least make a play.
And give the Lobos a little bit of credit. They have not been hitting anything today, and they stuck in there. And then Mendez hit that ball. Whether you say it's a Sun-aided or not, it was a solid hit.
Well, in that one run that the Lobos scored, it might loom large in
Yes,
this
it
game.
will
This is a
loom large.
tight game.
There goes Stones McCoy in the mid-game report, brought to you by the Stones Radio Network, of which Stones McCoy is indeed the president. So make the connection, if you will. But more importantly, let's go into the bottom of the fourth. And Alexa Garcia, Hannah Peterburs, and Sophie Peterburs will lead it off here against Alicia Mendez, who's given up 3 hits in this game. She had 2 on in the second, got out of that one, had 1 on in the third. In scoring position with just 1 out and retired the next 2 hitters. Avery Mentnick, who is the pitcher who pitched the bulk of Game 1, she is over there warming up for the Lobos. And here's Alexa Garcia, who struck out back in the second. Takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Mendez, 2-0 in the season, 1.86 ERA, so she is not pitched all that much, but she's been very effective when she has pitched. And she has a 1-0 lead now here in the bottom of the fourth. Garcia, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. She fouls that one over to our right. 1 ball. Oh, no. I'm looking over at Woodship Mountain, and the chair's still there, but the guy's not in anymore. I knew that was going to happen. Ah, darn it. We warn people, yeah. Yep. Just his hat, just probably a third a cup of, beer, cola or something like that can be beer. Stop that, Stones. I was thinking about other places. I was just dreaming of my evening. That's all I was doing there. 1-1 pitch. Took something off that, dropped it in for a ball. It looked like a pretty good pitch. But again, there's 3 umpires, and so they're obviously right. That's a tough pitch, but you've got to be careful on that one. I'm sure Mendez has been taught for years. It's going to be careful because you can't throw it too often. People get used to it after a while. But, boy, that was a good-looking pitch right there, 2-1. Hit out to right field, coming over Lantero. She makes the dive, didn't get it. It's a base hit for Alexa Garcia down the right field line. Really good try out there by Lindsay Lantero, but she could not make the play. And Garcia gets the 4th hit of the game for the Beavers. And here's Hannah Peterburs. Let's see if they have her dropping it down. That's been, as Stones McCoy mentioned, the Beavers have dropped down 2 or 3 bunts so far here in game number 2, and we've seen them doing that all season long. But we'll see with Ellerton closing in at third and coming from first to header. Does not show bunt, swings on it, hits it a long way, but a long way foul. And 0-1 on Hannah. She looks down to the coach at third base. And she looks down there for a long time, so he's got a couple paragraphs he wants to let people know about down there. Garcia at first. She singled to open the inning. Down the right field line. Sophie on deck. Here's the pitch. Lines it to right field again. Lantero comes over, and she's going to get that one almost the same place as Alexa Garcia, but she hit it a little bit harder, unfortunately, and she is retired. On a line drive to right field. Lantero kind of shading the line over there against the right-handed hitter. And that brings up Sophie Peterburs, who beat out a grounder to shortstop for a base hit in her only appearance so far. She is 1-for-1. Had 2 hits in the first game, so she is 3-for-4 so far in this doubleheader. Let's see if she drops one down as Ellerton kind of a little far back over there at third base. We'll see. She shows it, pulls it back, and it is outside for a ball. 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Garcia at first. Here's the pitch. He bunts at it, but it's foul back to the screen. So it's 1-1. Spying a couple of canines here. Rhodesian Ridgeback, is that what I'm hearing? I was watching the dog show yesterday, and a couple of them on there, beautiful. Also had a couple of Dachshunds. Yeah, and it's awesome because they try to get them to do something, and they don't do whatever. It doesn't matter how well trained they are. Dachshunds do not do what you tell them to do. So it's kind of like they're going the way they're supposed to, but they're looking at their owner like, I don't want to do this anymore. 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. Nice scoop back there by Calvetti. That one almost got back to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. All the other dogs are kind of like prancing around going, yeah, this is all good. And the Dachshunds are looking at them going, are you kidding me? This is the dumbest thing I've ever done. 2-1. Chelsea Clark on deck for the Beavers. Right now it's Sophie Peterburs, and she is going to swing and ground that one out towards shortstop. That's going to have to hurry over to first, and got her at first base by half a step. Good play by Kaya Dickens at shortstop. Never looked at second once. Garcia moves to second, but Dickens moved in a little bit on that one and made the throw to first base for the second out, and now it's all up to Chelsea Clark, who singled last time, but Peterburs was held at third, so she is 1 for 1. She's got Alexa Garcia now out at second base. Chelsea settles in from the right side against Alicia Mendez. Takes a fastball. That's in there for a strike on 1. 0-1 on Chelsea Clark. Mendez 0-1 pitch. Clark takes just a little bit down low. 1-1. Emily Ariano on deck. Yeah, the Ridgebacks that were in the contest, they were doing very well. They got to the last round, and they had just fantastic, beautiful dogs. And now we're going to get a little bit of a conversation between the Lobos coach and the umpire, and Stones McCoy takes off his headphones and uses his super hearing to try to see what they're saying. But so far, not. We need to get the sideline reporters what we need to do. But they're just a little chat. They're all right. 1-1 on Chelsea Clark. Bottom of the fourth. Lobos lead at 1-0. Alexa Garcia out at second base. 1-1, misses the outside corner, 2-1. Good location for Mendez on that one, but just missed that outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Clark hits a ground ball down toward first, handled by Tata, and steps on the bag for the third out. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the fifth. The Lobos lead this one 1-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Moving along to the top of the fifth inning, it'll be Olivia Calvetti, then Alejandra Tejeda and Gabriela Rodriguez, the bottom 3 in the order for the Lobos, who have the 1-0 lead, scoring that single run in the 4th inning on the RBI double by Alicia Mendez, who has also been very impressive on the mound. And here's Calvetti, who popped out to first base her first time up. Catcher hitting .365 coming in.
20 catcher Olivia Calvetti.
Taylor McKay out here for her fifth inning work, just giving up the one hit, but she gave up also a walk before the hit, and the double scored Lindsay Lantero for the only run of the ball game so far. That one is right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 to Calvetti. Olivia, a sophomore, behind the plate for the Lobos in Game 2. Sarah Ellerton was the catcher in Game number 1. She is at third base in this one. Next pitch took something off, and that's popped up. It's Taylor McKay calling now. It's Emily Ariano coming down the first base line, and she makes the catch for the first down. So Calvetti is out on a pop-up. Alejandra Tejeda is going to be the next hitter. The sophomore.
Number 12, first baseman Alejandra Tejeda.
Tejeda walked in the third inning. Came in at 286, was 1 for 2 in game number 1. So she's been on base a couple of times in this doubleheader, and she's up here with 1 out, and she takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Gabriela Rodriguez, the number 9 hitter on deck for Monterey. Trying to get their 25th win of the season here in game number 2 of this one. Takes something off that, but misses high. 2-0. Tejeda. Top of the 5th. 1-0 for the Lobos. Swinging a foul into the catcher's glove, so it is 2 balls and 1 strike. Rodriguez on deck. McKay gets the sign, looks at the wristband. Takes something off that one, but didn't get it all the way to the plate, so it's 2-1. On Tejeda. Back in action here on Tuesday, 3 o'clock first pitch for just a single game against Santa Rosa. Back to Big 8 conference action. Also home on Thursday, and then on the road for a doubleheader next Saturday are the Beavers. That's hit sharply down under the glove at first base into right field for a base hit. Running it down in right field is Tomlinson, but it's a solid single for Tejeda. She's got her second hit of the day. She's been on base 3 out of 4 times. Second hit of the game for the Lobos, and here's Gabriela Rodriguez, the left fielder, who popped out to third base, her only time up in this one, so she is 0 for 1.
Gabrielle Rodriguez.
Malaya Sandine, the leadoff hitter, is on deck, but a 1-out single by Tejeda. She's over at first base with Rodriguez, and she shows bunt, but that one is too high, so she lets it go by, and 1 ball and no strikes. So Rodriguez showing bunt from the beginning, but takes high. 1-0. Great day for softball out here. We've enjoyed it all day. Shows bunt again. That one is bunted, picked up at third. No, it's bobbled at third by Peterborough. She throws to second base, not in time. And it is a sacrifice will be worked for the Lobos, and they're going to come out of it with runners at first and second, and just 1 out with the top of the order, Malaya Sandine coming to the plate. And the Peterbird's came in to get that one, had it, bobbled it, and then picked it up and tried to go to second for the force, not in time. Rodriguez will get credit for the sacrifice. Looks like Bree Romero is loosening up a little bit for the Beavers. So here comes Sandine. She had 2 hits in game number 1, has lined out to short and flied out to center in game number 2, and she takes that one high and inside. .270 before the day started for Malaya Sandine. She's up here with 2 on and just 1 out. Sorsha Walker on deck. Next pitch is popped up left side. It's foul, giving chase as Peterborough, but she can't get there. I think she thought that Bella Garcia was coming in behind her because she ducked out of the way. Don't think she would have been able to get back to it anyway, as it was slicing away from her off the left-handed bat of Sandine. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound from the American River side, and we'll just take a little bit of a break right here. Top of the fifth, 1 out, 2 on, and the score: Lobos 1, Beavers nothing.
Get up! I'm just a rider.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Networks.
Meeting is over on the mound, and all the eventualities have been thought about and talked about, and now we are ready to go back in action as Sandine has a 1-ball, 1-strike count. That is too high for a ball, 2-1. So Calvetti popped out to first to open the inning, then a solid single by Tata gets her on base. The sacrifice by Rodriguez is misplayed, and she reaches base while moving the runner to second, and now it's 2-1 on Malaya Sandine. Hits it right back to the pitcher, bobbled it, picked it up, throw to first. They're going to go right to first for the out. So they got 1 out, moved 2 runners into scoring position, but now it is 2 outs. And McKay, as soon as she bobbled it, and it was a hard hit ball back to her, as soon as she bobbled it, she did the right thing by going to first base and not trying to do anything else. And so it is 2 outs now. And Sorsha Walker coming to the plate. The center fielder has struck out and popped up. And let's see if we have some sort of, wouldn't think we'd have any pinch hitter, but the coach is coming out to talk. Camille Schmitz. See. So Sabrina Lopez is going to come up and hit. Sabrina was 0 for 3 in game number 1, not in the lineup for game number 2, but she's going to come hit.
Number 24, Sabrina Lopez.
She's going to come in and hit for Sorsha Walker. We'll be interested to see if Walker goes back into center field, re-enters, or if Lopez takes her place. But anyway, it's Lopez, who came in with a .297 average in game number 1, was 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. So Sabrina's up here, the freshman, against Taylor McKay. Wearing number 24. That's the line foul down the first base line. And it's 0-2. Big batter in this game here as the Beavers have got to try to keep it at a 1-run deficit. They trail 1-0. Just 2 hits allowed for the 2 hits allowed by Taylor McKay to the Lobos. 0-2 now on Sabrina Lopez. Head coach Keith Berg and the Lobos pulling some strings here in the 5th inning. 0-2 pitch outside. Nice job behind the plate by Alexa Garcia to flag that one down because that was headed straight for the backstop. 1-2. Lopez is going to step out and take a break here. Take a beat. Kaya Dickens on deck, the number 3 hitter. Open base at first, but for the Beavers, trying to end this one right now here. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pops out of the glove, but the tag is made, and that's a strikeout and a great job by Taylor McKay to avoid trouble. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and the Lobos lead at 1-0.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Alicia Mendez out for the bottom of the 5th. She's given up 4 hits over the first 4 innings, but no runs to the Beavers, and her Lobos lead at 1-0. Emily Ariano, Jaden Diaz, and Bella Garcia, 8-9-1 for the Beavers. Emily struck out back in the 2nd inning in her only appearance in this game. The first baseman waits for Mendez. Freshman against freshman. She takes it on the inside corner. Call strike 1, 0-1. Jaden Diaz to follow, and then Bella Garcia as we're moving on into the latter part of this one, bottom of the 5th. That's hit sharply but foul down the third baseline, working Ariano in on both of those pitches. 0-2. Beavers out hit the Lobos so far, but the Lobos on top, and the only stat that matters, they have a run on the board back in the 4th inning, and they lead at 1-0. Oh, and 2 now on Emily Arano. That is outside for a ball. Rodriguez, Walker, and Lantero in the outfield. Ellerton, Dickens, Sandine, and Tejada in the infield, and Calvetti behind the plate with Mendez on the mound. Hits that one foul down the left field line. Again, an inside pitch that Arana turned on and couldn't keep it fair. Rodriguez in left field playing medium deep, pretty deep, and also shaded over toward that left field line. Walker in center field. Walker re-entered after being pinch hit for, and she is back out there. Playing a little bit toward left center, and Lantero is straight away and right. Fouls that one off the catcher's glove, or through the catcher's glove, so Emily Arano still alive here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mendez 2-0 on the season, a 1.86 earned run average. Swing and a miss, took something off that one on the inside corner. So Ariano's down on strikes, and that'll bring up Jaden Diaz, who reached on a bunt single back in the 3rd inning, bunted it hard down the third base line off the glove of Ellerton coming in. And she is 1 for 1, and right now she's talking to the umpire about where the batter's box is supposed to be, because she's one of the movers. When she's moving around, when she's swinging, she wants to make sure she stays where she's supposed to stay. And she's up here trying to get something started for the Beavers in the bottom of the 5th. Bella Garcia, the top of the order to follow. Diaz lines it down the line. What a catch over there by Ellerton. Reaches up and got that one snow-coned it down the line. Might even have been a foul ball had she let it go, but what a fine catch down the line for Sarah Ellerton. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Bella Garcia. Diaz hit it hard, but just couldn't get by Ellerton down to third base.
Bella Garcia.
And Bella, who has grounded to second and sacrificed, so 0 for 1 in this one. Had a hit in game number 1. Looking to get something started with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Lets that one go by, and it's on the corner for a strike on 1. Taylor McKay hoping Bella can start something here in the 5th. She is on deck. Mendez, 0-1 pitch. Garcia lifts it foul down the left field line and out of play. So it'll go 0-2 quickly on Bella Garcia, freshman out of Rockland. Came into the day at .472. Was 1 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 1 so far in game number 2. (0-2) the left-hand hitting shortstop. Lets that one go by. Barely misses the outside corner. 1-2. Good crowd out here for the doubleheader. A lot of Monterey people making the trip up. A lot of people heard about the chicken sandwich, and they just showed up. That fouled off Garcia off her foot or leg. I'm going to call it foot. And that's probably why she's got that weird look on her when she's walking now. As she's going to just take a minute, and the umpire, the nice guy that he is going to go out and chat with the pitcher. 1-2. He's doing the slow walk back, too. He's pulling out all the stops. You know, well, when there's 3 ump-stones, you don't get as much chance to shine as when there's 2. So you've got to take a chance, you know. Breaking the action, I'll stroll out to the mound. Everybody's watching me. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bella. Lifts one down the left field line. That's going to drop in front of Rodriguez for a single. Nice play by Rodriguez as that took a quick turn to her right, and she flagged it down. It could have gotten away, but it's a single by Garcia. 5th hit of the game for the Beavers, and she is out at first base with 2 outs, and here's Taylor McKay, who has flied to left and flied to center. Taylor with 11 runs batted in on the season. No home runs so far, but she's got Garcia down at first base. Mendez has not issued a walk in this game, and that is important. She has given up 5 hits, but stranded them all. And here's McKay. Taylor takes in there for a strike on 1. I thought. Yeah, there we go. There we go, the right hand. Umpire might have, I don't think he had the hiccup or something. He couldn't get the right hand up in time. Maybe he's got the yips or something. An umpire who couldn't put up his right arm would be a really bad umpire. He'd have to go left arm or something, or just elbow. 0-1 on Taylor. She takes that one down low. 1-1. That's an idea for my new script. The umpire with the yips. I don't know. Now that I say it out loud, it doesn't really sound that good. If I get Jim Carrey, maybe. For about 15 years ago, Jim Carrey or something. It's all about the casting. 1 ball, 1 strike. There goes the runner. It's popped up out of play behind us. Bella Garcia, second in the Big 8 Conference in stolen bases, and she was going to go grab one there, but McKay found one she kind of liked. She fouled it back, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Taylor. Jacqueline Young to follow. Should Taylor keep it going here in the 5th for the Beavers? Alicia Mendez working in her 5th inning. McKay hits it sharply out into center field for a base hit, right past the shortstop. Hard hit ball by Taylor McKay. She's got her first hit. Now that's 6 hits for the Beavers. They've got 2 on, they've got 2 out, and they've got Jacqueline Young. Looks like we got Avery Mitnick, the pitcher who pitched the bulk of the first game. She is warmed up, and she is walking back into the dugout in case the coach wants her. 6 hits now for the Beavers. They started this rally with 2 outs. Let's see if Jackie Young can do something with it as Alexa Garcia moves out on deck. Single by Bella Garcia, single by Taylor McKay, and here is Jackie Young, who is popped out and flied out. She hits one high to left field, going back as Rodriguez. She's at the warning track and makes the catch. So Young hit the ball well, not well enough. 2 hits, 2 left. We go to the 6th. Lobos lead it 1-0.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving along to the top of the sixth inning, Taylor McKay coming out for the Beavers to face Kaya Dickens, Lindsay Lintero, and Alicia Mendez, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Lobos, who have a run on 2 hits. Beavers out hitting them 6-2, but not able to push any of them across the plate. And here is Dickens, who was grounded to short and popped up. So she's 0 for 2 in this one. McKay makes the move to throw, but doesn't throw, and so that's going to be called ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Dickens played third base in game 1. She's playing shortstop in game 2 for Monterey. And she is ahead 1 ball and no strikes without a pitch being thrown. That happens sometimes. It's late in the day, okay? Things happen. Fouled back to the screen, so quickly we have a 1 ball and 1 strike count. Dickens, Lantero, and Mendez here. 3, 4, and 5 for the Lobos, who have just 2 hits in the ball game. One of those was an RBI double by Mendez back in the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch is popped up right side. Ariano giving chase. Nice play by Emily Ariano. She really covered a lot of ground. That ball was not popped up that high, but she made the play running toward the Beaver dugout for the first out. And that will bring up Lindsay Lantero, who is grounded or popped to shortstop and walked. She scored that run in the 4th as she got the 2-out walk ahead of the Mendez double. So she steps in, started off at 4-10 on the day, did Lindsay Lantero. She pops that one up, calling it as the third baseman this time. That's Peterburg's over there. And she makes the catch and goes and hands the ball back to Taylor McKay very nicely. 2 outs very quickly here in the inning for the Lobos, and here's Alicia Mendez, the pitcher, DP, who has an RBI double and a ground out in this one, so she is 1 for 2. That double, or that RBI, her 19th of the season. She came into the day at 372, 0 for 3 in game number 1 with a couple of flyouts. The right-handed hitter against the right-hander Taylor McKay here. 2 quick outs in the top of the 6th. That one is high. 1-0. Mendez followed by Sarah Ellerton in the lineup. One ball, no strikes. That's chopped out towards shortstop. Waiting for it is Garcia across the diamond for Isep at first base. Good inning for Taylor McKay, 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Lobos maintain their lead 1-0.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Alicia Mendez made the last out of the inning, so she took a second or two getting back out to take up her warm-up tosses. So she's out there right now. She'll face Alexa Garcia, then Hannah Peterburs and Sophie Peterburs. 4, 5, and 6 for the Beavers here. As Mendez has gone through 5 innings, given up 6 hits, but no walks. And she has struck out 3. Beavers had 2 runners on in a couple of innings, not able to push anything across. And here's Alexa Garcia, who is struck out and singled. Her single, a line drive down the right field line that Lindsay Lontero made a really good try on the right field line and could not make the play. So Alexa's 1 for 2, has 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in the season. Or excuse me, I always say that, but remember she got 2 RBIs in the first game, so she has 24 runs batted in. Stone's reminding me as he always does. And she is up there now. Mendez first pitch is fouled back to over us. 0-1. So moving into the bottom of the 6th here, game number 2. Beavers won game 1 3-0. Scored all their runs in the bottom of the first. Have not scored since. Lobos have scored 1 run in 13 innings, and they lead this 1-0 in game 2. That is high and outside. 1-1 on Alexa Garcia, freshman from Rockland. Mendez ready to go 1-1. Takes that something off it, just misses 2-1. I don't know if the umpire likes that slow pitch because he kind of looks at that slow pitch. And I don't know if I trust that slow pitch. I think it's pretty effective, really, and pretty gutsy to throw that because it's coming in at about 14 miles an hour. But 2-1. Garcia takes that one. That's called strike, I think. Yes, there's the arm. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and do my script about the guy with the yips again. 2-2. I thought he was going to leave me hanging there. Even in the count, 2-2. She takes something off that one and misses 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Alexa Garcia, opening up the bottom of the 6th inning. Here we thank you for joining us on ARC YouTube or Mixler if you're doing it in audio only, or Stones Radio Networks if you simply must. And she takes ball 4. Great at bat by Alexa Garcia to get the base on balls. She's on base for the 2nd time, and that'll bring up Hannah Peterburs, the 3rd baseman. She grounded back to the pitcher and flied to right, so she is 0 for 2. We urge you, however you follow us, if you do so on YouTube, to go ahead and subscribe to that channel because we really appreciate it. And plus, that means we'll have you back the next time we go live because we will let you know that we're doing so. So runner at first and nobody out. Ellerson comes in from 3rd, comes from first to Heda as Hannah at the plate. Here's the pitch. She's not bunting. She grounds it slowly out to shortstop. They can't go to second. They go to first. It's not going to be in time. I don't think. I didn't see anybody call it. And she is safe at first. So Dickens looked at second, but Garcia was already there. And Hannah beats it out for a single. And now it's 1st and 2nd, and here's Sophie Peterburs. And now I think we might have a pitching change for the Lobos, or maybe the coach is coming out to ask about the call at first base. No, here we're going to have a pitching change, and I think it's going to be Avery Mitnick coming in to relieve. So in the bottom of the 6th, the Beavers have a couple on, but right now the Lobos lead at 1-0.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
So Avery Mitnick coming on as she did in the first game in the first inning. She came on and gave up a couple hits right away, but then was very effective for the rest of the game. She is on the mound now, and here is Sophie Peterburs with nobody out and runners at first and second. She shows bunt. She bunts it up in the air back to the pitcher, and she makes the catch. Threw the high one in there, and she tried to bunt the high pitch, and it was up in the air, and she is out for the first out, and it'll bring up Chelsea Clark. So a golden opportunity for the Beavers right there, and now it's one out, and here's Chelsea Clark. Clark has singled and grounded out so far in this one. She is 1 for 2, and that's a big out for the Lobos. Clark, a little squiver to right field. That's going to get down in front of Montero. She's going to throw to first, but she didn't. She throws to second, and it gets away. Here comes the runner in from third. She will score. The throw to third base. The tag will be applied, and the runner is out at third base. So Hannah Peterburs is thrown out at third base. Alexa Garcia scores on the throw. It's a single for Clark, no RBI, and she's down at first base, a run in, and now 2 outs on the play. So it's a single in front of Lantero in right field. She picked it up, threw it into second base. It got away. Runner scored from third. That is Alexa Garcia, but Hannah Peterburs tried to stretch it from second to third, and she was thrown out. So a run in. The game is tied now. Clark is still down at first base with her second hit of the game. That's 8 hits in this game for American River, but just the 1 run. But they have tied it at 1, and here's Emily Ariano, who struck out twice. She swings and misses at that one. 0-1. So good job by Chelsea Clark putting it in play. Montero looked like she was thinking all the way about throwing to first to try to get Clark and didn't field it cleanly. Then when she got it to second, it got away. Ariano pops that one off into short left field. It's a foul ball, it looks like. The shortstop goes over, and a really good-looking play by Kaya Dickens in foul territory for the third out. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 left. We go to the 7th. We're all tied at 1.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed a job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 7th, we are all tied at 1. The Beavers come out with 1 run in that kind of botched up bottom of the 6th inning, but they tie it up. Sarah Ellerton, Olivia Calvetti, and Alejandro Tejeda, the first 3 hitters for the Lobos here in the top of the 7th against Taylor McKay. Ellerton is 0 for 2 so far in this one, playing at third base in game 2 after catching in the first game. First pitch is outside for a ball from Taylor McKay. 6 innings, 2 hits, and 1 run from Taylor McKay. She struck out 4 and walked 2. Ellerton, the freshman, waits for the next pitch and is on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Ellerton has 3 home runs this season and 20 runs batted in. She is tied for the team lead with Sorsha Walker, who also has 3. That's why they're tied. Takes something off that, hits sharply down to the third, scooped up by Peterburs across the diamond for the out. That is a tough do-or-die play at third for Hannah Peterburs. She does it this time, And 1 out brings up Olivia Calvetti, who was popped out twice. So she is 0 for 2 in this one. The catcher in Game 2 didn't play in Game 1. Comes in at .365 on the season. If you're third base, whenever you see your pitcher throw that changeup, you're kind of wondering, I hope it fools him, because if it doesn't, it's coming right at me. And that's what happened on that play. Calvetti takes a little bit high for a ball. 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Wind blowing gently from our left to right, left field to right field. 1-0 pitch coming to Calvetti. She takes that one. That's down low, so it's 2-0 quickly on Olivia Calvetti. One run in the fourth for the Lobos, one in the bottom of the sixth for the Beavers, and that's our scoring here in Game 2 after the Beavers took Game 1 3-0. 2-0 pitch outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. All the scoring in Game 1 was done in the bottom of the first for the Beavers. So Calvetti ahead, 3 balls, no strikes with Tida on deck. That one is in there for a strike, 3-1. McKay seems every time she has the 3-0 count, she comes on that inside corner and catches a piece. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike now on Calvetti. That's the same spot, maybe even better, and that's taken for a strike. So probably take sign all the way on that one on the 3-1 pitch. So now it's 3-2 on Calvetti. Taylor McKay, 6 1/3 innings of work, just 2 hits allowed. She got a 3-2 count on Calvetti. That's hit sharply out towards shortstop. Down on it is Garcia over to first for the out. Great job by McKay and by Garcia. McKay comes from a 3-0 count to get Calvetti on a sharp grounder to shortstop. Garcia to Ariano. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Alejandra Tejeda. Walked and singled. She has reached base. She's 1 for 2 in the first game and 1 for 1 here in this one with a walk. She's up here with 2 outs and nobody on in the 7th. First pitch on the outside corner, call strike. Oh, and 1 on Tejeda. Gabriela Rodriguez to follow. Takes something off that and it goes about halfway to the plate, so we're going to call that a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tejeda, the number 8 hitter in the Lobos order. Been on base both times in this game with a walk and a single. That one's on the inside corner, call strike 2. So really friendly with that inside corner these last 2 innings for Taylor McCain, and she's ahead of the count on Tejeda. 1 and 2. One-two pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1-2-3 in the 7th. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Beavers 1, Lobos 1.
Beat by DJ Stones.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the 7th, it's walk-off time for the Beavers. They'll have Jaden Diaz in the top of the order, Bella Garcia and Taylor McKay against Avery Mitnick, who came on in the 6th inning.
For the Beavers, number 6, left fielder Jaden Diaz.
Taylor McKay, got to give it a shout. 7 innings of 2-hit work, just the 1 run allowed. She gets the strikeout to end the top of the 7th, and now it's up to Jaden Diaz, who is a bunt single down the third baseline, and then a line drive to third base that Ellerton made a tremendous play on back in the 5th inning. That is in there for a strike, I believe, and I don't know the strike zone. That was too high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Diaz takes that one, and that one is a strike. 1-1. I didn't want it to be a strike, but it restores my faith in the strike zone. Yeah. Stone's holding up his phone to show me the strike zone, only to mock me because I don't have my phone. That's really what he was doing that for. He thought he was being, oh, yeah, we're buddies, but it wasn't. Here's the 1-1. Diaz hits it into left center field, and it is nice diving catch. Did she make it? I think she did. A diving catch by Sorsha Walker out in center field for the first out. That is a big play by Walker in center field. 1 out, and that'll bring up Bella Garcia. So Jane Diaz did what she needed to do. Hits a line drive into short left center field, but Walker comes up and makes the brilliant play. 1 out, and here's Bella Garcia, who is grounded out, sacrificed, and singled. So she is 1 for 2 in this one. Taylor McKay on deck. Shows bunt. It's right down the middle of the plate for a strike on 1. 0-1. Mitnick, 9-3 on the season. Here's the pitch. Line drive right back at her, and she makes the catch. That was in self-defense. What a play by Mitnick. So 2 tremendous plays by the Lobos here in the 7th inning, keeping the Beavers off the bags on Diaz and on Garcia. And Mitnick, she looks like she's okay. Probably going to think about that one a little later and get scared. She is wearing the face mask, which I approve of course. But that one was a shot. And that was into the middle of her body, so if she didn't make the play, it was going to hit her anyway. It wasn't going to go straight through the center field, but it was going to be quite the impact. And it brings up Taylor McKay. So you don't usually get 2 balls hit that well and not get anything for it, but give credit to the Lobos. They make the plays twice, and here's Taylor McKay, who is flied to left, flied to center, and single. Jackie Young on deck if Taylor can start something here in the bottom of the 7th. That one is right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. McKay, not a home run yet, but I think it might be time. That's just me. That's just talking off the cuff. I don't know anything. It's not scripted. This isn't professional wrestling, Or some would say football or basketball. That's down low and inside for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor McKay, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Lobos 1, Beavers 1. Lobos got their run in the 4th. Beavers in the 6th. That one's outside for a ball. Can't go without. If we mention McKay, we have to mention Alicia Mendez, who pitched very, very well also for the Lobos into the 6th inning. But right now, Mitnick is the pitcher of record. McKay pops it up on the infield. Shortstop Dickens coming over. She'll make the play, and that's the end of 7. And we're going to number 8 with the game tied at 1.
Shall we begin?
Safety first.
I think we're ready to rock. That is so 1940s.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Extra innings in this one between the Lobos and the Beavers, so expect a lot of intrigue, mystery, and deceit as it's the whole put the runner, international runner, put the runner at second base. So Alejandra Tejeda was the last out for the Lobos in the seventh. She will go out and she will run, or she will be at second base to start off the top of the eighth, and the first hitter will be Gabriela Rodriguez, the number 9 hitter, then 1 and 2. That's Malaya Sandine and Sosha Walker. So out at second is Tejeda. And here's Rodriguez. We'll see if she has popped out in sacrifice. Shows bunt. She bunts it back to the pitcher. She's going to go right to first base and get the out. And moving over to third is Tejeda. So sacrifice immediately, and not even looking at third base, Taylor McKay. Not going to try to make a difficult tag play there when you've got an out given here. So good bunt by Rodriguez, and here's Malaya Sandine. Lined out, flied out, grounded out, so she's 0 for 3. Had 2 hits in game number 1, and Beavers, of course, moving their infield in against Sandine here. The left-handed hitting second baseman against Taylor McKay. Grounds it out towards second base. They're going to wait on the hop and look her back and throw to first. Nice job by Jackie Young. I don't know. Coming in from third, Tejeda waited and kind of looked at the fielder and bluffed. So Jackie Young kind of backed up on that one. You thought maybe that was going to be enough room for the runner to score, but no such luck for the Lobos. And now with 2 outs, Sosha Walker comes to the plate. She was pinch hit for the last time, and she is 0 for 2 in this game, and she made a tremendous catch to open the bottom of the 7th to rob Jaden Diaz in what could have been a big play in the 7th. So Walker up here with a runner at third, 2 outs now, and we are in the 8th inning. That first pitch is on the corner for a strike on 1. So Tejeda's still down at third. She's the runner placed out at second base to start the inning. 0-1 on Walker. That catches the outside corner. Oh and 2. Oh-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Very entertaining day of softball. Now we're extra innings, game 2. Walker pops that one foul over the screen to the right, out toward Woodchip Mountain, where the empty chair is all that's left of the fan that was over there. We told him. We tried to tell him.
Why hasn't Sam the dog been here?
Great call by Rick, the scoreboard guy. Sam the dog has not made an appearance. Stones is going to go over to his house and see if he can find him because he just wants to play with him for a while. 1-2. Taylor McKay in her 8th inning of work. Here's the pitch. That's it down the first base line. Foul, but a last-ditch effort on that one by Sosha Walker. Good job as that was almost by her, and she's able to get the bat on it and hit it foul and spoil it down the first base line. So stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Beavers pulled around a little bit toward right field as Diaz in left field. Now she moves a little bit farther toward the line. That's high for a ball. Nice play behind the plate by Alexa Garcia. That one could have easily gotten away. So it ramps up the tension a little bit here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaya Dickens on deck. But it's all about Sosha Walker right now, the sophomore center fielder. McKay on the outside corner, call strike 3. The tag is made, and we're going to the bottom of the 8th. The Beavers need 1 to win this one. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Lobos 1, Beavers 1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the eighth, Taylor McKay, who's pitched a tremendous game, has to go out and be the runner at second base. Great job by the Beavers to keep the Lobos off the scoreboard in the eighth. Now we go to the bottom of the eighth. Jackie Young, the first hitter, then Alexa Garcia, Hannah Peterburs for the Beavers. McKay goes out to be the runner at second base, and let's see, Jackie Young is flied to center, left, and shortstop, and she almost hit it out of here to left. She hits one high in the air to left field. Going back, Rodriguez. She's going to have room right in front of the warning track for the out. So Jackie Young got a hold of it again, but just not quite enough. And more importantly, that's an out without advancing the runner if you're the Lobos. And here is Alexa Garcia.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 7, the catcher, Alexa.
Alexa struck out, singled, and walked in this one, so she is 1 for 2. Hannah Peterburs to follow, but it's about Alexa Garcia right here. She has 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in. That is down in the dirt. Nice stop back there by Olivia Calvetti, as that's a critical 60 feet there from second to third for the Beavers. Alexa, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. McKay hit second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hits that one down the first base line out of play over toward Woodchip Mountain. 1 ball and 1 strike. Minnick ready to go. 1 ball and 1 strike. The freshman winds, and here's the delivery. That is outside for a ball. It was called a ball, but he gave the shoulder shrug there. That usually means he's going to rear back and throw the right arm up in the air. Some of us, when we get older, we got to move all parts of our body just to get the one right arm to work. 2-1 on Alexa Garcia. Swing and a miss. Set a ball down low. 2-2. Good cut at that one. Let it all hang out. Now it's 2-2. So the Lobos had a runner at second base. They moved the runner to third, could not get her across the plate. The Beavers have McKay out at second. Young flies out, and now 2-2 on Alexa Garcia. Alexa behind the plate in this one. Hits it high up in the air on the infield. Here comes the shortstop Dickens, and she makes the catch on second base side for the second out. So 2 outs now, and here's Hannah Peterburs, who's grounded back to the pitcher, flied to right, and singled. Hit a ground ball to shortstop and thought about second base and threw to first to try to get Hannah, and it was too late. Hannah's had a couple of good swings here today, and we need one more if you're a Beavers fan to try to get McKay in from second base. 1 home run and 9 runs batted in for Hannah. She hits it sharply down the third base line, but foul, and that would have been the difference had it been fair, although Ellerton is right on the line, so probably would have been right there for it. 0-1 on Hannah. Avery Mitnick came on in the 6th inning in relief of Alicia Mendez. The Beavers eventually scored a run in the 6th, but did not score in the 7th, and now they have 2 outs and a runner at second. The international runner at second in the 8th. Takes outside for a ball, 1-1 on Peterburs. Sophia Peterburs is on deck. If Hannah can keep it going but not end it, then Sophia will get a chance. 1-1 coming up from Mitnick. Swing and a miss. Fastball. 1-2. So 1 pitch away from going to the 9th inning here. Number 8, Hannah Peterburs settles in. Mitnick looks to Calvetti behind the plate. Here's the 1-2. Hit sharply down the third. Ellerton gobbles it up across the diamond. A little wild throw. The tag is made at first base, and she is out. And Hannah Peterburs knocked to the ground, but gets up, and it was just a matter of the throw pulled the first baseman into the baseline. And there was a collision there, but the out is recorded 5-3. And making sure that Hannah is okay at first, but for the moment, in the bottom of the 8th, no score. We go to the 9th, tied at 1.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Well, it was touch and go there for a while, but it looks like Hannah Peterburs is back out. She just Tejada was drawn off the base to make the play, and then she put the tag on Peterburs. Nothing anybody could do about it. She was just in the way, and Hannah was going full speed. But Hannah looks to be okay, and she is going to come back out here as Saoirse Walker will go out to become the runner at second base. And Kaya Dickens is scheduled to be the first hitter for the Lobos. Then Lindsay Lantero and Alicia Mendez, the next three. Or the next two after, well, you know what I mean. Taylor McKay still out on the hill working in her ninth inning. And Walker out at second base. So Dickens, the shortstop in this one, has grounded out and popped out twice, so she is 0 for 3. Hannah Peterburs right back in the action after that. She's going to have to figure out if Dickens will lay one down. We'll see what happens. And she shows bunt, and she bunts it out toward third. Hannah picks it up, goes to first for the out. Nice play, but it does do the job and get the runner Walker over to third. So Walker is on third, one out, and it brings up Lindsay Lantero, who has popped out, walked, and popped out again. 0 for 2 in this one. Lantero has 20 runs batted in on the season. Came in at 410, but looking for her first hit in the doubleheader. So Walker at third. Infield is in for the Beavers. First pitch is down low for a ball. Alexa Garcia behind the plate for the Beavers. Hannah Peterburs at third. Bella Garcia short. Jackie Young second. Emily Ariano first. Callie Tomlinson in right. Sophie Peterburs in center. And Jaden Diaz in left. 1-0 pitch. That is on the inside corner. Call strike 1-1. Last time this happened in the last inning with one out and a runner at third. An infield grounder by the Lobos, but they did not send the runner on contact, and the Beavers were able to retire the runner and then get the next out without that run being scored. 1-1 now on Lantero. High fly ball, short left field, going out to shortstop Garcia. She has it on the outfield grass, and a good job by Taylor McKay to get Lantero to pop out to shortstop. But now that means Alicia Mendez coming to the plate. And Alicia probably hit the best ball off of McKay, the double back in the fourth inning to drive in the only run for the Lobos, and she's also grounded to second and grounded to short. So she has hit the ball well a couple of times here. Came into the day at 372. Picked up her 19th run batted in early in this one. Up here with 2 outs and the runner at third. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 0-1. Sarah Ellerton to follow Mendez. Infield at regular depth for the Beavers now with 2 outs. Outfield giving her a little bit of room. It's a little fly ball to left field. Moving back is Diaz, and she's got in her tracks. A great job by Taylor McKay again to put the Lobos down. We move to the bottom of the ninth. Lobos 1, Beavers 1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
We are moving along to the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth to be accurate. And Hannah Peterburs, who made the last out of the eighth, she goes out to be the international runner. And now it's Sophie Peterburs, who tried to bunt last time and popped it up, and has also a single and a ground out in this one. See if we try to get Hannah over as Chelsea Clark, who will be on deck. Well, she's on deck anyway. Doesn't matter what happens. So Hannah at second. Here's Sophie at the plate. 1 for 3 so far in this one. The bunt is beautiful bunt down the third base line. Picked up and thrown to first and got her at first base by a step. But perfect bunt by Sophie Peterburs. A sacrifice as Ellerton threw her out. And moving over to third,
Now batting for the Beavers.
Hannah Peterburs is at third. And here's Chelsea Clark, who has 2 hits in this game. Chelsea came into this one with just 11 at bats, and she is 2 for 3. Came into today. She's been the DP in both games. 0 for 3 in the first game. Couple of flyouts, or a couple of groundouts and a flyout. Runner at third. Here's the pitch. Chelsea takes it right down the middle for a strike. Infield for the Lobos is in at second and short. Sandine at second and Dickinson short. Ellerton and Tata even with the bags at first and third. Outfield is pretty much in. Clark pops it up right side and quickly 0-2 on Chelsea Clark. Emily Ariano on deck. Avery Mitnick came into this one 9-3 on the season. Her ERA just a little bit under 140. And it is 0-2 on Chelsea Clark. Clark takes that one outside, followed that one all the way into the catcher, Olivia Calavetti's glove. Calavetti gets it back to Mitnick, and we're ready to go 1-2 as Chelsea steps out to take a thought, just to think about things a little bit. Now she's ready to go. Line drive, right field, base hit. That's your ball game. The Beavers win it. They threw it to first to get Kelsey Clark, so it's not a base hit technically, but it is an RBI and it is a ball game. The Beavers come up with 1 in the ninth, and they win it 2-1. They take the doubleheader. They win game 1 3-0. They win 2-1 on a clutch RBI by Chelsea Clark in the second game, and lots of credit. Player of the game, maybe player of the day, Taylor McKay. 9 innings, gave up just a couple of hits and just 1 run, and she gets the win in game 2. Thank you for watching. We're back on Tuesday, 3 o'clock, as we take on American River takes on Santa Rosa. For Jones and myself, thanks for watching. Subscribe, become part of our family, and we'll talk to you next time.